I've been a detective for 16 years. I've closed scenes, I've signed reports, I've walked away from investigations knowing the work was done. But I've never walked away from a dog who refused to leave. His name was Ranger, a German Shepherd, 5 years old, trained in narcotics and evidence detection. And he taught me that sometimes the case isn't over just because we say it is. It started on a cold November morning in Spokane, Washington. A convenience store clerk named Aaron Mitchell was found dead behind the counter. Single gunshot wound to the chest, no witnesses, no cameras inside the store. The register was open, empty, about $300 missing. Robbery gone wrong. That's what it looked like. We processed the scene, collected shell casings, dusted for prints, took blood samples. Forensics worked for 6 hours. By 4 p.m., the lead tech gave me the nod. "We're done here, detective. Scene's clear." I looked around one last time. The store was small, narrow aisles, shelves packed with chips, candy, cigarettes. Nothing seemed out of place except the body and the blood. "All right," I said, "let's wrap it up." The team started packing their equipment. I called Officer Jake Brennan from the K-9 unit. He'd brought Ranger earlier to sweep for any trace evidence we might have missed. "We're clearing out," I told him. "You good to go?" "Yeah, just finishing up." I walked outside. The sun was setting. Cold wind cut through my jacket. I stood by my car, waiting for everyone to leave. One by one, the forensics van pulled out. The patrol cars followed. Then I noticed something. Ranger was still inside. I walked back to the entrance. Jake was standing near the door, holding Ranger's leash, but Ranger wasn't moving. He was sitting in the middle of the store, staring at the back wall, behind the counter. "Ranger, come!" Jake called. Ranger didn't move. He pulled gently on the leash. Ranger resisted, planted his paws, kept staring. "What's going on?" I asked. Jake looked frustrated. "I don't know. He won't leave." "Did he alert to something?" "No, he just stopped, and he won't move." I looked at Ranger. He wasn't barking, wasn't scratching, just sitting, focused. "Maybe he's tired," I said. "Maybe," Jake said, but he didn't sound convinced. He pulled harder on the leash. Ranger stood, took 2 steps toward the door, then stopped again, turned his head, looked back at the wall. "Ranger, let's go," Jake said firmly. This time, Ranger obeyed, reluctantly. But as we walked out, he kept looking back. I locked the door behind us, and I went home, but I couldn't stop thinking about that dog. If you're still with me, thank you, and please subscribe, because what happened next proved that instinct doesn't follow a schedule. 2 days later, I was reviewing the case file. The ballistics report came back. The bullet matched a .38 revolver. No weapon recovered. The fingerprints came back. Nothing in the system. The blood work came back. All Aaron Mitchell's. No foreign DNA. It was a clean robbery. Quick. Professional. But something bothered me. I kept thinking about Ranger. Why did he stop? Why did he stare at that wall? I called Jake. "Hey," I said, "you still think Ranger was just tired the other day?" There was a pause. "No," Jake said quietly. "I've been thinking about it too. He's never done that before." "What do you mean?" "He's trained to alert when he finds something, but he didn't alert. He just wouldn't leave, like he knew something was there, but he couldn't figure out what." I felt a chill run down my spine. "Can you bring him back to the store?" "You think we missed something?" "I don't know, but I need to be sure." We met at the store the next morning. I unlocked the door. The place still smelled like disinfectant and old coffee. Jake walked Ranger inside. Ranger moved slowly, methodical, checking the aisles, the shelves, the counter. Then he walked to the back wall and sat. Same spot, same behavior.
"What's he looking at?" I asked. Jake knelt down beside him. "I don't know. There's nothing here." I walked over, looked at the wall. It was just drywall, painted white, a few scuff marks, a bulletin board with employee schedules pinned to it. Nothing unusual, but Ranger wouldn't stop staring. I pulled out my phone, called forensics. "I need someone back at the Mitchell scene." "We already processed that scene, Detective." "I know, but the dog's reacting to something." There was a long silence. "We cleared that store top to bottom. There's nothing here." "Then humor me." Another pause. "Fine, I'll send someone." The forensics tech arrived an hour later. Her name was Dr. Lisa Tran. She looked annoyed. "What am I looking for?" she asked. "I don't know," I said, "but the dog won't leave that wall." She walked over, looked at it, tapped it with her knuckles. "It's just drywall." "Check behind it." She sighed, pulled out a utility knife, cut a small square in the wall, pulled it back, and froze. "Oh my God!" I walked over, looked inside. There was a hollow space behind the wall, and inside that space was a black duffel bag. Dr. Tran reached in carefully, pulled it out, unzipped it. Inside, a .38 revolver, a blood-stained shirt, and $300 in cash. I stared at it. "This is the murder weapon," Dr. Tran said quietly. I looked at Ranger. He was still sitting, calm, watching us. "He knew," I said. We reopened the investigation immediately. The gun had prints on it. We ran them through the system. They matched a man named Curtis Lang, 29, worked at the store part-time. He'd been questioned during the initial investigation, said he wasn't working that night, said he was home. But the gun told a different story. We brought him in. He denied it at first, said he didn't know anything about a gun, said someone must have planted it. But when we showed him the prints, he broke. He'd been stealing from the register for months, small amounts. Aaron had noticed, confronted him. Curtis panicked, brought a gun to work, shot Aaron, took the money to make it look like a robbery. Then he hid the evidence in the wall, a space he'd cut out weeks earlier, planning to use it as a hiding spot. He thought we'd never find it, and we almost didn't. Curtis Lang was arrested on November 19th, charged with first-degree murder, and Ranger got a steak dinner and a medal. I think about that case every time I close a scene now, not because it was complicated, but because it almost ended too soon. We did everything right. We processed the scene. We collected evidence. We followed protocol. But we missed the wall because we didn't think to look behind it. Ranger knew something was wrong. He didn't understand what. He didn't know about the gun or the money or Curtis Lang, but he knew we weren't done, and he refused to leave until we figured it out. I failed Aaron Mitchell the first time, but because of Ranger, his killer didn't walk free. The case isn't over just because we say it is. It's over when the truth says it is. And sometimes the truth has 4 legs and won't take no for an answer. If you made it this far, thank you for listening. I want to ask you something. Have you ever felt like something wasn't finished, even when everyone else said it was? Leave a comment. I read every one. And if you want more stories like this, real investigations, real mistakes, real corrections, subscribe, because the truth doesn't always come easy, but it always comes.